welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Sheila, and if you're not new, welcome back. I'm so excited to have you here with us today as we do our March Power Sheets prep work. I can't believe February is pretty much over as I'm filming this. It is the 27th of February, hoping to get this video up on March 1st, so happy March if you are watching this. Really, March just makes me think of spring, even though the entire month of March where I live in Pennsylvania is still pretty much freezing into mid-April. It doesn't really start feeling like spring, but we do have the whole seasonal change with the first day of spring equinox, daylight savings time, where we're gonna have more daylight. I think that is what I'm the most excited about after having such a dark winter. Like literally so much snow, dark, getting dark at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. Like the days are already starting to get longer and I'm really noticing that. Like the sun's not going down until 6 p.m. and it's just so amazing. I think with how life is now, a lot of us that enjoy the colder temperatures or winter, which I identify as one of those people, we're just really happy for warmer weather because I want to go outside. I just want to get out of my house and go outside. So I'm very excited to dive into our prep work today. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you want to see more planning videos. So we're going to start off by reviewing how February went and then dive into the prep work. So let's go. It is very important that I have all of my necessary supplies. I have all of my markers, my Jelly Roll pen, all of my sticker books, my weekly planners, just in case I need to reference anything in there, my phone for looking at my calendar and any just digital planning dates and stuff, and obviously my power sheets. So let's dive in. All right, here is my February attending list so we can review this and see how February went. And this is gonna really help me figure out like what I want to focus on as we move into March. So let's go through this. All right, so my first goal was to publish 12 YouTube videos and I actually only published 10. But I'm actually kind of surprised that I was able to publish 10 because of how this month has just gone with, originally this goal was intended for me to post videos 3 times a week, and then very quickly I realized that that's not a sustainable goal for me. Just that's a lot of content for me to be editing and uploading during the week, especially when I have a day job, and I started taking photography clients back into my schedule again, so I kind of have 3 different areas of my life to focus on. Yeah, so that was a big learning moment, so I think I'm just gonna go back to publishing twice a week and kind of go make that my new goal or something, and that usually averages out to about 8 videos a month, but we can at least move the progress bar a little bit to kind of show that I almost got 12. All right, my next goal was to pay an extra $450 on my car loan. I think in my like mid-month check-in video I mentioned how I didn't do that yet and I was going to do it right after I like recorded that video to hold myself accountable. Well, I'll be completely transparent and say that I did not do that, and I actually paid it today. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and look at my bank account and make sure that I'm current and check with my bills, so this month has been kind of strange. But I did hit that goal. Doesn't matter when, as long as it's by the end of the month, so I'm very happy with myself. All right, my next goal was to create my monthly budget. We already got that done in my check-in video. Okay, my next goal is to read 2 books, and I have read Jade War, and I have a reading vlog on that, and I want to finish Midnight Library, which I'm halfway through, so I'm hoping to finish that tomorrow, which is technically the last day of February, so we can like put this make the bar a little bit more. I do want to do a reading vlog for that as well, so we'll see how that goes. Read 1 book of the Bible. Reading Exodus right now, and I'm almost done. I actually only have, I don't know how many chapters, but I'm doing a plan in my Bible app, and there's 2 like different 2 milestones I need to go through, and that's what I'm doing tomorrow. I've been able to kind of space out the time based on the plan, which has been very helpful. So we're almost done with that. Complete my February attending list. We did that. Work out 3 to 4 times a week. I kind of fell off the wagon with working out towards the end of this month. I was pretty like good like in the first half, and then I just started getting busy with client work and day job stuff and YouTube that I just kind of wasn't prioritizing working out. And when I did a photo shoot last week, my body was just exhausted. Like I hadn't done like a proper shoot at a studio with like walking upstairs and like bending so much. I felt sore and just out of it for an entire week. So I just didn't really work out at all, and that's fine. So I'm just gonna leave this the way it is because I did work out as much as I could, and I'm still proud of the progress I made with that. And then the rest of my goals I already pretty much got done in my mid-month check-ins, so go check that out if you want to hear more about that. Now let's move on to my weekly action items. So there was 4 weeks in February, so I need to read 3 to 4 days of the week. I'm pretty sure I did read at least 3 days this week, like before bed. Weekly Bible study on the weekend, we did that. Weekly date night with George, we did that. Workout 3 to 4 days of the week. Nope. Well, I did do that 2 out of the 4 weeks during this month, so I would say that's still progress, right? All right, and then my habits. I haven't filled this in all week because I haven't checked in with my power sheets, so let me just fill this in real quick. Let's talk about trying to wake up before 7 a.m. I've already talked about that, and I think I'm just letting that go for March because my body just can't deal with that right now. And since we're also going to lose an hour of our day with daylight savings, we have to like switch our clocks an hour ahead. I'm probably just gonna my sleep schedule is gonna have to adjust to that. So we're just gonna honor when I go to bed and when I wake up and not really focus on getting up earlier. I've been waking up around between 7 and 7:30 this past week, and honestly this entire month, as you can see by my habit tracker. I've just been starting work later and leaving work later, which is fine, and then kind of having a later night. I just kind of shifted my, day later. I just have to reconcile with the fact that my natural clock operates more at like waking up at 7:15, 7:30 and not really before that. And I've noticed that it really just kind of waking up around that time has been helping with my energy levels and my like stomach issues that I've been having that I'll talk about in a different video. But I feel like for March, we're nixing that, and we're just not going to deal with that. All right, so that is our February tending list review. Let's actually start going through the actual review pages, prep work, and all of that, and plan our March out. So overall, February has been a really good month. Some good things that have happened is my new workspace, which I absolutely love. I have a whole video where I show you how I updated that, and it's been amazing for my motivation and inspiration for both my day job and my creative pursuits. I absolutely love it so much. So some good memories from this month, which, by the way, I absolutely love that the Power Sheets has this in the review section because it never used to have it. I love being able to move through life, just being conscious of the fact that I want to create good memories. And one way that I do that is just by taking pictures of things, and then I kind of reference that when I'm doing my review section in my Power Sheets. So for me, something fun and memorable this month has been all the damn snow that we got. It has literally snowed every single week, if not more than once a week, where I live in Pennsylvania, which is absolutely insane. Like, I don't remember ever in my entire existence that happening. Maybe it happened when I was a child, but I do not remember it. And it's so much different living as an adult and experiencing snow because you have to shovel it and like deal with it with driving. So it was super memorable and something that I'll definitely carry with me for the rest of my life. Some other fun things that happened this month is that George and I started to play the board game Mysterium, which I absolutely love. It took some time for us to set it up and like get the hang of the rules, but once we got the hang of it, I was just really into it, and I can't wait to play it again. It's very atmospheric and really fun, and I really love it. And one thing that I want to just thank you all for is that we reached 200 subscribers here on my YouTube channel, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for subscribing and supporting this channel. My goal is to hit 250 subscribers by the end of March, so we are definitely on track to hitting that goal. So thank you all so much for supporting this channel. It seriously means so much to me. All right, so as we end the review section, here's just a very quick glance at the review pages. And let's move on to the Prepare Well pages. So there are some pretty exciting things happening as we move into March, besides spring and longer days. I don't know if I'll shut up about that. But one thing that's super exciting for me is that I'm finally starting therapy. I am doing weekly sessions throughout the entire month of March, and that's something that I'm actually going to be putting on my tending list to just measure that progress and just congratulate myself for showing up. So I'm super excited about that. Another super exciting thing about March is that it's actually Women's History Month, and one thing that I wrote down on in this page is how do we honor Black women, Indigenous women, and women of color, and not just focus on the white woman's experience when it comes to Women's History Month. So something that I'm doing to honor Women's History Month is that I signed up for an online symposium through my work called In Her Own Right, which celebrates a century of women's activism from 1820 to 1920. And it's actually a 5-year project through a group of archives and special collections that my archives is affiliated with, and they're going to be celebrating all the work they've done of digitizing things and putting them online. And there's going to be a bunch of speakers talking about women's activism, and I'll put the link down below if that's something that you are interested in, because it is completely free. All right, so let's make our way onward as we turn onto the calendar page, which every month is different for this. I usually just put in any appointments that I know I have going on, birthdays, events, and for this month in particular, I actually just put a bunch of video ideas on the sidebar. I don't really look at this section too much since I have an actual calendar in my weekly planner, but this is kind of a good place for me to kind of get an understanding of how March is going to be in terms of like events happening, videos. I realize that there's 5 weeks in March, so that means I'm going to be posting 10 videos this month, or at least that's my goal. So I started brainstorming some video ideas on the side to get an idea of what I'm going to be filming this month, which is super exciting. Moving on to the Brainstorm Your Month page, this really just acts as a draft for my tending list, because at this point I really know what my monthly goals are going to be because I've done all of the, annual prep work. I have my goals at a glance list, and I've broken down all of my annual goals into monthly action steps. So I really have a good idea of what my goals are going to look like, but this just helps me get everything out onto paper and clear my head. And if there's anything lingering in my brain, I can just get it out, and it's not like a final thing. So I think for anybody that is scared to write their goals out, and it's the only time they can write them out, this page definitely helps with that. So something that helps with the overwhelm of this section is pulling out my goals at a glance sheet. So I made sure to grab that and was looking through what my annual goals for 2021 were to, one, remind myself of the big picture and what I'm really working towards. And that really helps me simplify all of my monthly goals. I tend to overcomplicate things and feel like I need to write a million things on here, and I need to be doing a million different things and have so many different goals. And really, I just need to simplify and make things as easy as I can. And PowerSheets is really good at helping you simplify and just really focus on what matters most. And that's why we do the prep work. That's why we did all the annual goal setting at the beginning and broke down all of our annual goals into monthly goals. So that just really helps me every single month when I'm feeling like I don't have enough, I'm not doing enough. And it really just helps me return to what matters most and grounds me that I am doing enough, and these are the exact steps I need to take, and I don't need to do anything more. So while I was also going through here, I decided to just, revert back to the prep work that I did, because it's like we're getting through the first quarter of this year, and I just, things start to shift for people with our goals, and we might be at that point where we just want to kind of throw in the towel on all our goals and start over. So I wanted to kind of reconnect with my why for each of my goals. So that's why I kind of went back and looked at those pages, and I actually discovered that I had a bucket list page on there and my perpetual calendar that I kind of forgot about. So I actually was able to cross off one of the items on my bucket list, which was to brew some French press coffee. That's something exciting. And then I realized I only have 2 things on my bucket list. I should probably add some more things here. So if you have any bucket list ideas, or if you want to share what's on your 2021 bucket list, let me know down below. So I also rediscovered the yearly overview page on page 48, where it's part of the prep work that we do in the beginning, and we kind of map out all of our steps throughout the year to help us hit our annual goals. And what do you know? March, I'm right on track. I have a goal to hit 250 YouTube subscribers, and I wanted to start therapy in March. So we are exactly on track for that. And then I was reminded in April that I want to go on a birthday trip or do something exciting for my birthday within, guidelines and just being as safe as possible. So I wrote something on my drafts list to just save up money for some kind of trip or birthday event. I don't know what that is yet. I put some action steps to kind of research trip destinations and maybe just getting an Airbnb in the city and staying in the state and figure out how much that's going to cost so I can save up money for that. And the moment you've all been waiting for, the tending list page. And I always fill out the encouraging words section in the beginning just to get me in the right state of mind. So I obviously needed to put some spring stickers on there as well, because that is very important. And here we go. Our encouraging words for March is good things grow over time. And as I mentioned earlier, at this point of the tending list, I'm really just transferring my monthly and weekly ideas over from the brainstorm page over to the tending list, because I have a really good idea of what my month is going to look like goal-wise. And my priority this month is to enjoy the present moment, because again, my 2021 word of the year is presence, and I need to remind myself to enjoy the present moment of life and working on my goals and everything in between, because that is really just how you live a purposeful and fulfilling life in my mind. So for our monthly action items, I really just want to focus on consistent videos coming out on my YouTube channel. So since there's 5 weeks in March this month, I want to publish twice a week. So that is 10 videos. And I learned from last month that I'm not going to push myself to publish 3 videos a week, because that is just way too much. I am going to push myself with my reading goals, however, because since there are 5 weeks in March, that's theoretically an extra week for me to read more. So I'm going to push myself and try and read 3 books this month, because for the past 2 months, I've been reading 2 books and I just really need to up the ante. So let's see how that goes. So a lot of my goals on here are, again, similar to last month, because I'm just, again, breaking down my annual goals into monthly goals. I think the only thing different here is that I want to save up some money for a birthday trip in April or May. So that'll kind of unfold throughout the month when I do more research on that. Moving into the weekly action items, I didn't think that there'd be that many things on here. Like last month, I only had 4, so I have everything filled out, and I really think all of these things are doable. Some things that are returning are the weekly date night and Bible study. New things I'm adding is that I want to do my therapy every single week with Anna, so that's just there to hold me accountable to showing up fully for that. And I want to do a 20 to 30 minute yoga practice on the weekend. I do yoga daily, but it's more of like a 10 to 15 minute video, so I want to have a longer session on the weekend, because that really helps me just ground and be present in the moment. And in terms of daily action items, everything on here are just what I do every single day. It's part of my morning routine, and I am not putting anything related to waking up earlier, because we are just getting rid of that. We're not doing it. It's just not for me during this month. Right, friends, that wraps up our March tending list video. I've officially completed my tending list, and it feels so good to have all this clarity and direction for the month ahead. And really, I am just so excited for spring and this changing of seasons. It's just a magical time, and I think it's something that we probably all need, some change in our surroundings. So let me know down below what your goals or big focus for the upcoming month of March is. I'd love to hear them and support you down in the comments. And as always, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!